Hi, this is Eva. For this edit, I'm going to do more. This is going to be obviously all skin retouching for the most part. Let's get into this. First things first, it needs to be a little brighter. The texture is good here in the cheek, but I think I want it a little bit less. I'm going to bump the exposure. 1, that's good. Maybe bring out the shadows a little bit. Sweet, so I get some nice texture in the jacket there. And the blacks, very little. I'm also going to try to bump up the contrast too. Okay, let me see. Yeah, definitely wanted a 4 there. Okay, I think I like the temperature of the skin. I'm actually, yeah, let's go up just a little bit. Where do we start? Let's go right there, looks good. And maybe bring a little bit of greens into it. Nah, let's not do that. Okay, that looks good. Change that later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little guy here. I want to make the eyes white, the white part of the eyes white. So grab this brush. I put my settings in here for the most part. And that way I can come in with this brush. And you don't want to do the whole eye because there'd be a shadow here and there's shadows obviously there. So all that I really want to hit is right here along the edge. Maybe peek in there a little bit. And then here down along the bottom. Like right in there. Same thing on the other side. There's going to be shadows right here, so you don't want to go too high because you lose a lot of the depth, so we'll keep it right there. And I'm also going to hit this part that's obviously highlighted. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, come back. Yes, that looks good. Got rid of some of the tints. And I think for now that's a good base to where I want to start. Go ahead and open that up. Command J 2 times to duplicate the layers. I'm going to start working high frequency, so set the bottom low, top high, and I'll attach the presets that I use to do this with. First things first, you need to name it low and high because that's the way I have it recorded. You're going to turn high off, go down to the low, and you want to go filter, blur, put a Gaussian blur, and this isn't for the texture of the skin, this is just to get the colors right as far as the skin tone goes. And right there looks good. You want to be able to see the pupil clearly and see like the big facial features, but you don't want any of the texture. And this number right here is always going to change, so don't try to write that down or anything. Press OK there, and from there you're going to click back on the high, turn that on. And then you can, if you download those, you can go apply image, press play. Basically all that does, you go to image, you click apply image, and you grab that, set it to low, set this to add, make sure that's at 2, and then press invert, and it'll make that thing that looks like a high pass filter. That's what this just did right there. And then I like to add a supercharged curve, because I'm going to be working with the detail here, and I can't see where any of the detail is really. It's all grayed out, but if you use this curve right here, which is just a curves layer, where you bring the black down to the bottom of this really skinny peak right here, bring the black right there to the bottom of it, and you bring the whites to the top of the other side. That way the details pops out really, really nicely. Come back down to the high layer. I'm going to grab my healing brush tool right here. And we're going to zoom in, we're going to start taking stuff out. Clearly, we're going to get a little bit of this mascara off. There we go. And we're just going to tidy up this whole face. Get rid of this hair. Actually, I'll do that after the fact because I like the other way. Clear that up. Get rid of any little bumps that you don't like. The more detailed you are, the better, if you're doing it correctly. Otherwise it can look really plasticky. Get rid of those hairs. Get that as well. And the difference on her freckles, from what I noticed, between what is a freckle and what's an imperfection in the skin, the freckles got an orange tint, the imperfections are more of a pinkish, dark pink, red color that you want to get rid of. Go ahead and clean that up a little bit right there. Grab that, clean that. You can get a lot of this after the fact as well. Get rid of that. There we go. Those, that one. Clean up some of this. Get rid of whatever's going on in here in the eyebrow. Okay. She's got really clear skin anyway, so it makes my job really easy here. Okay, let me clear up these hairs slightly. Okay, I want to get rid of this, it's a little distracting. Okay, that looks good. Get the hair later. Maybe get rid of this texture right here, it's a little strong. Same with these. Don't want to completely get rid of them because that's the skin texture eyes are supposed to be underneath. With the long, dark ones you can lighten up. Okay. Get that as well. That guy, that guy. Actually, don't really like what's going on right here either. Kill that. Okay. That's looking good. Alright, so once you think you've got a pretty nice, I guess, right there, go ahead and turn that supercharged layer off, and you'll grab the high layer, set it to linear light, and right there you're good. If you hold Alt and you click this little eye right here, you can turn off everything so you can see the differences that you've made so far. Where it is. You can see underneath the eye, that's cleaned up. We're going to do that a little better even in between the eyebrows, a little bit on the chin. Okay, so Shift Option Command E is going to stamp visible layers, which essentially you're flattening the image and then taking that flattened layer and putting it above everything else. So this layer 1 right here now has all the information from these into that top layer. And then I'm going to Command J to duplicate that. Grab my healing brush again. I'm going to come in here and get rid of these hairs, which I'm just going to select on here and just draw down. Okay. Let's see. I'll just keep coming. Get this hair. Alright. Come from the other side. Make sure to always reselect where you're going, just so you've got an accurate sample. Okay, and right here on the edge, I don't really like to use the healing brush a whole lot because it tends to blur it out. See, if you accidentally hit the edge, like if you're duplicating here and you hit the edge, it gets a weird blur going on. So instead, we're going to use the clone stamp. Have it set somewhat. I mean, you can honestly set it probably to around 80. And then grab where you'd like to copy and just run right along the edge so you get a nice clean transition. You don't lose any jaw. You see right there. Okay. Just kind of scratch like that. Grab my healing brush again. Go over this just a little bit on the edge. Okay, can't even tell that was gone. Sweet. So I got that hair. I'm going to clean up this lip just a little bit. Very light spot healing there. Get rid of this. This little dot on the cheek. See if there's any mascara. Yep, right there. We can get rid of. Clean that up. Clean up this stray hair right here. Get rid of this hair. Let me go straight up like that. There we go. Sweet. Come down on these hairs. Healing brush. Just along that line there. Awesome. That's all looking good. I'll get rid of this. Looks like dot on my lens. Get rid of that. No. Let me try this right here. There we go. Probably going to get rid of this hair as well. And try to get a little closer. Right there. Okay, get rid of this little hair. Drop this down slowly. Sweet. Bring this up. Okay. Come along this line. It's looking good. Probably have to go in a little bit since it's really bright. It's looking like shit. Okay. I'm instead going to grab the clone stamp here. Get nice and detailed. Let me see. Actually, if I fade this out a little bit, you probably can't tell where it's originating when I zoom. Nope, only you guys will know. Sweet. Okay, go back to my healing brush, come here on the eye, get rid of that. Okay, that's all looking good. Maybe a little bit right in here. No, keep that. Eyes looking good. Nose needs a little bit of cleanup. Use a clone stamp for that because there's so many different tones in here. Okay, actually, let me go back a couple and try a patch stamp on this. Or patch tool, I guess. I actually prefer that a lot more. Okay, grab this one, drag that out. Okay. Go back to my healing brush. Maybe on the lip a little bit, it looks a little funny. Cool. Grab that guy. That. There's makeup right here. Okay. That's looking good. See if there's anything on her hand. That's all okay. I might patch this dark spot. Yeah, I prefer that. Cool. So that's all looking good. I'll go ahead and duplicate this layer, Command J, because I'm doing a good job. I don't want to mess anything up. Check before and after. Very, very subtle. That's what I want. Don't want it to be obvious at all. That's looking good. Okay. Let me back out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cleaning up these flyaways with the clone stamp tool. I'm going to set this guy to 90-ish. I'm going to come out here, and I use a tablet so I can adjust the pressure, so I just like to keep it at full so I can lightly go along here and start heating these guys up. Make this a little smaller. Okay, a little smaller even. Okay, you can. I know we can see that dark line that's forming. We're about to patch that out when I get most of these. Okay, gonna go smaller. Let's see, keep that one. Let's get this guy right here, clone that out, get a bigger one, grab up here, get these ones. The more detailed you are, the better. Takes longer, it's boring, but the finished product is noticeably cleaner. Okay, let's see. Get that. No. Alright. Might. I'll just really lightly start hitting in here. Actually, I might just do a really rough, small cut. Like that. And then I'll go and patch that out. If you cut it, so the colors are pretty similar, just like I did. I should be able to cleanly patch this. Yep, without getting the red in there. Now I can grab this clone or the healing brush and hit these edges that are really ugly. Get this as well. Okay. Get that. Let me just zoom real quick. Let me turn these off and see what I like. Okay, actually, I don't mind the flyaways down there at all. So let me just mask this off and get rid of whatever I just did right here, because I don't care about those. Those actually kind of work. Okay, I'll stamp that. Shift, Option, Command E, Command J. What that mask did, it was basically I took the hairs out there that I thought I wanted out, didn't want them. And if you paint black over your mask, it's basically erasing that part of the layer. So that's what I did so that those showed back up again. Now what I can do is I can patch out this chunk over here that I didn't like, these dark grays. Drop that out a little bit. There we go. Blended pretty well. I can definitely go in here and clean this up a little bit. Grab the clone stamp. Nice and light. Start hitting these outliers. There we go. Let me just make this brush about 50 then. Okay. There we go. It's looking decent. Ugh. Actually, let me come back. Okay. I'll do something different for over there. Got my clone step up here. Get rid of this one. This one's really ugly. I could patch this out. Patch tool, and grab it like there. Patch this color out. Okay. Just went quiet there for a second. Alright, let's see here. This is looking good. Let me grab the clone stamp again. These hairs can be a lot of work. Okay, let me just go hair by hair. Get rid of that guy. Actually, let me drop this down here. Redo that. Okay, that's okay. That's looking good. Hit this. Just try to smooth this guy out. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, get this as well. And once that's pretty close to how I want it, probably have to get rid of this hair as well. Yep. Clean up around there. Okay. Those hairs are all okay. Let me just zoom out and look back at it. Okay, that's fine. Let me get rid of this one. This one's, oh, wow. Actually, let me grab the healing brush for this guy. It's not that much of a color difference. There we go. Come along the edge with the healing brush. Hopefully bring these colors back close. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this layer out real quick, and I'm going to go to liquify. And we're going to shape this hair a little bit. Okay, the finger's fine. These are the settings I typically run on all the time, and I just change the size of my brush. But what I'm going to do, since you can, I can anyway, I can see the difference. It's really bumpy right here. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to grab the liquify and just like jiggle it back and forth. And it should shape it out. Back and forth, up and down, right around along the edge there. And it's smoothing out that edge just a little bit. Might even push these flyaways in so they're less apparent. Just jiggle this back and forth. Just jiggle back and forth going down. There we go. Okay. Do the same to this side. This one's not as bad, so I can do a really nice rough patch. And what I'm doing, I'm just tapping back and forth, drawing like a little scribble each time I do it. Okay. And the hair's a little, her shape kind of goes like up. So I'm going to bring this more symmetrical right. There we go. Just the way her hair was done that day. Okay, that looks good. Bring this, sharpen it slightly. There we go. Squish this hair in. Okay. Looks good. Starting to lose a little information up there. Bring that back up. Jiggle this around a little bit. Go like that. Zoom out. Slowly drag this back up. Actually, I probably... Sweet. Okay. Click OK. And that right there changed the hair. Just made it a lot less... It made it cleaner. So here's before and after as of right now. Got rid of the hairs, cleaned up the skin. Almost finished cleaning up the skin. So let me go ahead and stamp this out, duplicate it, and come in with the healing brush. If you see right here, her makeup was a little uneven right in here, so you can see a dot there, you can see a dot there. There as well. I'm going to clean that up. I want to get rid of this part of the forehead right there. What else? Maybe a little bit around the lip and lighten up these bags just a little bit. So with the healing brush, should be able to do right in here. I can grab that, kind of lightly bring that back in. Same with down at the bottom here. Let me grab right there, bring that up. Bring this over. Okay, let me try it. Alright, so now that's pretty close all the way around. I'm just going to patch this down. Deselect that. That looks good. Come back in with my healing brush, get rid of some of these edges, clean them up a little bit. And get rid of this. Zoom out. I want to clean up the makeup right here. Grab that, bring that down. That as well. Let's see here. So I just got rid of that problem, the first issue that I was talking about, the blotchiness on that side. Next step is right here in the forehead. I'm going to get rid of some of that pink. Alright, so that's good. Let me just try a patch. Probably not going to work, but give it a shot. Let's see here. Do I like that better? Actually, yes, I do quite a bit. Come back in with the healing brush. Clean up the edges, because if you see, you can see a clear, like right along here, you can see the edges. So we'll just kind of tap those out. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. Get rid of some of these little sparkles in here. Okay, zoom back out again. Get rid of this bag that like continues off a little bit. Don't need any of that. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, duplicate that. Go to Dodge Brush. Put that guy at 2%. Take off the tone protection because when I start dodging out these bags, I don't want them to enhance the color at all. So I'm just gonna lightly start hitting these guys. Focusing more on the dark areas, of course. Same thing here. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, but you'll see in a sec the difference. This one's actually fine. Just hit that guy a little bit more. Come in with my stamp on top of that and get some texture back into this. There we go. And get rid of that. Cool. So that right there, let me see. Turn that on and off. It lightened them up just a little bit. Now they do look kind of gray, so you're just going to make a new layer on top of that. Grab your brush, 5% flow, 100% otherwise. Come in here, grab a tone that you want. I like this pink right here, so I'm probably going to grab that. And I'm going to lightly brush right in here. There's that. Okay. Same thing this side. Like the light brush there. Grab this tone, throw that there. Alright. Zoom out. Let me see here. Okay. So this is before and after, as of right now. Got rid of the bags. You lighten up those bags, it really adds some life to your subject there. Got rid of the flyaways, blotches. Looking good. Let me stamp this, Shift Option Command E, and then Command J to duplicate it. Now we're going to run this through Portraiture, Imagenomic. There we go. All of these settings I never mess with except for brightness. So I'm going to grab the eyedropper, pick a light spot on her skin, probably here on the forehead. Forehead would work. Go +1 when you're working with the bright side. And then wait for that to run, come down, use it again, and this nicely evens it out really, really well actually. Come in here, grab a shadow, and you don't want to grab a shadow like this, you want one more, it's more along the edge here, like this right here, these shadows that are on there, put that to -1, press OK. Alright, now that is a little bit strong for my taste, turn that on and off, it's a little much, and I don't want it on the hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the paint bucket, put a mask on top of this, pour it black, come back with my paintbrush with white, make sure to set this back up so that it's actually doing something. Come in with the white, hit everywhere where I want that smoothed out, so the forehead here, a little bit underneath the eyes, like that. Hit her skin right here as well, hit that part of the hand. Okay, skin's looking good, still strong. Gonna drop this down to about 70. Alright, and then I'm gonna stamp it, Shift Option Command E, and then Command J to duplicate that out. I do that all the time. I mean, I don't work, or I do work destructively, so I'm always duplicating my layer. Let's see here, and I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna use my unsharp mask. It should be in the actions that I provided, the link. Click play. And it sharpened everything. Now, places I don't want sharp lips make them look chapped. I don't need it right here along the lips at all, honestly, or the chin. Along the edges of the face, I like to get rid of it as well, for the most part. Definitely on the forehead, right along here on top. It's where a lot of skin's bad. And in between here, underneath the eyes slightly, since she's got strong makeup on. Her eyes look chapped as well, I guess. Start cleaning that out underneath the eyes as well. Come along here. I'll keep it a little bit on the cheeks. I do like the texture there, but I'll get rid of it mostly anywhere else. I just want the edges to be sharpened, basically. The hair's here a little sharp, so I'll get rid of that. Pop that out a little bit. Definitely off the hand. And there's a difference there. Okay, Shift Option Command E, stamp it again, duplicate it out. And you don't have to do it as many times as I do, but I like being safe. Okay, now we're gonna make these eyes pop some more. So, first way that I can do this, grab a curve layer, grab the little finger, grab somewhere on the eye. I like to pick the lightest part of the eye, drag it up to where it looks ridiculous. There we go. And pour black on top of that to cover it up. So we're looking at something like this. Pour black on top of that so it's not showing. Come back in with the white brush on there. Oops. And then come right here along the eye. You want to skip the edge of the eye, so you want to skip this part. You want to miss the pupil. Basically hit everything that's bright right now. So you don't need it here because that should be in a shadow anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit right along there because that's the part that's bright. I'm going to hit this side as well. Same thing. Right along here. Okay. And it's still way too strong. So we're going to set this down to about 40 opacity. And we're going to Command J, duplicate that out. And make sure the top layer is set to soft light, which is going to bring a lot of the detail back into the eye that I just took out. Okay, and I do think that I like that right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp that out, take these off to show you the difference. So this is after and before. Super, super light changes. but it really adds some nice emphasis to the eye there. Now, there's just a couple things I do want to change here. So let me duplicate that real quick. Grab my dodge and burn brush. I'm going to set my dodge to 20, protect the tones. My burn's going to be 20 as well. And I'm going to enhance these eyes. First things first, what I like to do with the dodge brush is come in extremely small and hit some of these highlights in here. Nothing too strong, too dramatic, just touch them all a little bit. It adds a little bit more pop and depth. So there, that's looking good. And I'm also going to come along and hit this right along the eye right there. Hit this guy, this little highlight, hit a little bit in here. Make sure to keep it nice, tiny brush. Don't need to do any broad strokes or anything like that. Maybe hit the eye a little bit there. Come over to the other side, same thing. Touch these highlights, just like that. Hit that guy, hit that line there, hit this, come along the bottom, right there. Scrape that along the top. That. I'm actually going to scrape this top as well. And what that little bit did right there, just enhance the eyes. You can see it along the eye line quite a bit. You just do the same thing with the burn brush, except you're going to do the dark side, of course. So whenever I do this, I don't like to hit the whole edge of the color part, just because it looks a little too fake for me. So I'll just hit chunks, and then make sure to hit these shadows in here quite a bit as well. People I can go ham on, make that guy pitch black. Hit the edge a little bit here, there. Eyelashes, of course. Hit a little bit underneath that dark line that you made here. Hit that. Same thing other side. Eyelash. There. Slightly along here. Pupil go in on. Get rid of that guy. This. Get that. Alright, zoom out. And the eyes before and after. Just like that. Nice and enhanced. So, as of right now, we're looking at before and after. There. Everything's looking nice and clean. Her eyes are a little strong for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this out, get my burn brush, set it to 5, get my dodge brush, set it to 5. I'll just get my burn and hit the whole thing once. Really light. Perfect. Okay. Zoom out. There we go. Now they're not so overdone. Okay. So now we're sitting right there. I'm going to bring my burn brush and I'm going to hit along the hair here. Okay. Just like that. Hit all the hair. Jacket. Brush strokes, or broad strokes, you don't have to be too particular with this. Hit the eyebrow. Okay. Lips. Bring a little bit on the cheek here. Same thing this side. There we go. Right along here on the nose. Okay, this side of the forehead. Perfect. Okay. I think I might even take the burn and hit this side of her along the wall. Make this a little darker to somewhat match the other side. Put that in. Darken that up. There we go. Come in with the dodge brush. Make sure they're set to 5, both dodge and burn, and protect tones. So the dodge brush, I'm going to come in. I'm going to hit parts of the hair here, just like that. Just the light parts, of course. Here we go. Zoom in on the eyes. A little bit here on the cheek. High part of the lip. Right here above the lips right there. Bring that chin down slightly. There we go. Tap that out. Underneath the eye again. High brow. There we go, right there. Just kind of scrape along the hair there. Sweet. Bridge of the nose. There we go. Don't really want to make this white because her head should go in, or her face, I guess. So that's looking really nice right there. So before and after. Cleaning everything up really nicely. I think stepping back, what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this out, and I do see a little bit of blotchiness over here on the left side, right here, and in here, that I do want to touch upon. Yes, so I'll hit that, come in, I'll go about right there. Use my healing brush. Just touch that up a little bit. This as well. Okay. We're going to grab a broader chunk and come down with the blush. There we go. That's looking good. Alright, now for a little stylizing, I'll duplicate that layer again, and I don't really know if I like the strength of the green tint here on her black jacket and on her jeans. So I'm going to grab hue saturation. I'm pretty sure they're cyan. Click there. Yes, they are. I'm going to desaturate them slightly, and I'm going to lighten them just a little bit, both sides. Let me go a little bit more. And I'm going to mask it off because I'm almost certain it's touching her eyes. So let me go ahead and pour black on that, and then come back in with my white and only touch the background, her jacket, and her pants. So just start scratching this off. There we go. Come in there. Nice. There we go. It makes her pop more as well. So I'm liking the way that's looking. Okay, now, I don't know if it's the way she's sitting. Let me stamp, duplicate. But I feel like she's a little bit off center. Let me just very, very slightly. I think I'm going to change that just a little bit. Let me just rotate this. Literally like that. That's really petty, but she looks more centered. Okay, now to crop this out, I'm going to come 2x3. It's pretty nice. Bring this in just a little bit. Actually, hold on. I might do this vertically. Let me just see what this looks like right there. It definitely starts missing something when I do that. So let me just go 2, 3. Bring this in just a little bit. Try to center her up. Okay, that looks good. That crop's really nice. Let that run. Ugh. Gig and a half on this file. Wow. Okay. See before and after so far. Yeah, it definitely looks way more centered this way. I'm glad I did that. Okay, so now duplicate that again, and I'm gonna bring this into. Let's see. Actually, I want to try a gradient curve. Or yeah, there we go. Nah, don't like that one. Oops. Let me try blue and yellow. I don't like that one either. Heck with it. Let me go to Visco. And let's see. One of these is going to be beautiful. Okay, just looking for the tones. I might mix. I like the skin on that a lot. So let me go here, turn this grain like almost non-existent. And the sharpening, get rid of that. Bring the grain down more. Oh, drop that roughness too. There we go. Okay, I do like that. I think I want to bring the shadows out a little bit. I'm losing a lot of her face and the darks. This I'm going mostly for skin. I'll go light. That's a little much. Go there. I'll drop the saturation down slowly. That's looking good right there. Do vibrance up. Let me. Ooh, I don't even want to touch this yet. Okay, now her skin's looking killer right here. If I can make sure it's not sharpening anything that I want it to. So let me click OK right there. That makes her skin look sweet. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that layer again. Let me make that invisible so I don't mess with it. And run this through for hair, jacket, background, toning. Which I think that one could be really cool. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Get some more detail back into the jacket, into the hair. Some focusing 0% on skin, so it can look ridiculous and dead. Let me get rid of the grain. Get rid of the a little bit of sharpening. I'm going to pop the vibrance on it. There we go. Hair's looking sweet. Skin's looking not so sweet. That's okay. So, okay, that's looking good. Let me turn this layer back on and put it underneath. So my top layer is going to be everything else. Put a mask on that. Grab black. Get rid of it on the face so my skin texture is showing. Oh. There we go. Sweet. Make sure it's off on that cheek there. Hand a little bit. Okay. And now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to drop the fill on this to about 70 and keep it there. Okay, that's looking awesome. Now, another curve that I'm going to add is the darken curve, which if you don't download this, that's all the curve is. Just bring that down a little bit. And this is just to make my subject pop. It just darkens everything slightly. Or the midtones mostly, but everything. And I'm going to grab the black and I'm going to get rid of it on her face. The light is coming from this corner up here. So I'm going to make sure to really get rid of it on this side of her face. Just like that. Drop it down a little bit off the hair in here, a little bit off of her jacket. This is to add some good depth to the image. So that's looking sweet, just like that. I'm going to come back in. I'm actually going to come back over it with white, probably around 30. I'm going to start adding in a little bit of shadows, like that. Put it on her face. Flop that back over. It's a little strong on this side. Okay. Let me see here. Do I even like that? Yes, I do. But I'm going to get rid of it more on her jacket. Just like so. Okay. Now last thing, I'm going to stamp this, duplicate it, and I'm going to just put a Gaussian blur over the whole thing. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my white brush, set it around 30, which in case you don't know, this is what the blur layer is doing. It's making it look blurry all the way around. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add even more depth to the photo by blurring out the background, coming over this with a white brush, really lightly. You want to set it to 30 so you can blend accordingly, because it's got to fade towards focus, just like your camera lens would be doing it. So just blend that background out more. Hit the jacket that's coming out towards you. A little harder with blur. This neck can get hit right in here, so it's further away. A little bit on the ears. A little bit on this hair. Can definitely hit the far hair here. Not going to touch that. Come in here, hit that jacket, hit the jacket out coming towards me. Just like so. Hit this edge very lightly, because it's clear that the focus is more on her eye. And of course you can't come on the chin, because that's coming towards you, so you can only go so far down that. Hit that just like that. Turn this on and off. Can't see it, but your eyes can see it. It's super, super light, but it makes it pop more. Trust me. Okay, so as far as skin goes, girlfriend's here. Turn that on and off. Before and after. Sweet pick.